Done enough of that, done enough dancing, been out dancing all night, been down the old discotheque. I went down there, a load of my mates, so Brad Pitt was there. He's a skinny little runt, isn't he? He was there, and Linda Evangelista, she turned up, George Clooney, right, I didn't like him, far too suave looking, looks like George Hamilton IV. And, oh no, a terrible time, this bird turned up, Cameron Diaz, right? Cameron Diaz, and I've had a few beers, and I've said to her, here, come here, baby. Where I live, that's a bloke's name. And she blew me out, but that's her off at mine, isn't it? Anyway, now then, look at that. What do you think? What do you think of the old microwave? Look at this. 19 whatever the ones on the top are, and 48 bottom ones. That's an interesting fact, isn't it? That's 19 inches wide, that microwave, and that's a permanent measurement. That'll never change. No, I'm interested in things like that. Oh, a fantastic thing I've discovered. Look at this. Thing of beauty, whatever, right, look. Now that, on its own, quite dull, right? But look at this. Hey? Now I've entered a whole new league, haven't I? You think, but listen, you're thinking, can't get any classier than that, Millsy. Oh, no. Now look at that. Now you just tell me whether Claudia Schiffer's not going to be impressed by that. Fantastic. But the most amazing thing is this, right? You get it, you get a music box, plays the lovely, I don't know, some ballet, Nutcracker Suite, piece of music, look. Stick it in the old microwave there. 2-1-1-1-2-2-1-1-1-2-1, and then I think 8-6-4, don't really matter. Press start, give it a minute. Bing! Packet of tunes, you can't beat that, can you? Fantastic invention, that is. Now that cupboard, now that's interesting because you'd think the cupboard doors would be the same width. Now they're obviously wider than the microwave, 32.5 inches. And that's a permanent measurement, that'll never alter. Fantastic, that is. What have we got in here? Oh, yeah, look. Have you ever been somewhere, right? Have you ever been somewhere and there's some poor unfortunate people, right, who haven't got as much money as you? Because, you know, hey, how much money have I got? Look at that. Bloody wench! And, but sometimes you meet people and they haven't got as much money as you, but they just go like, I'll give us some money. And you look at them, you think, you don't look like a beggar, right? So what I've done is I've marketed these things, and these are special costumes that beggars can wear. Maybe if they support Man United, they wear red and white beggars' uniforms. If they support Blackburn Rovers, they support blue and white quartered beggars' uniform. And I've marked them. There they are, look, you can see them there. Begging strips. There you go. Put them onto begging. There you go. Oh, yeah. Welsh people come around my house, right? Cup of tea. Mm-hmm. Do you like milk with it? And they go, oh, yeah. There's a big treat because they don't get milk in the valleys, right? And I'll give them, they go, oh, this is lovely. But what they don't know, look, I've given them that, look. Cat milk. But what amazes me is how do you milk a cat? You'd be there for hours, you'd have to have a little bucket like a thimble like that, and a tiny little stool to milk the cat with. And this is the other thing I'll give them, right? Because I like to play jokes on them. And I go, would you like a sandwich? Oh yeah, they go, lovely. And they eat it and they think, oh, what's this? Oh, beautiful. Oh, is it beef? Is it pork? Is it veal? No, look what I've given them, look. Hamster sandwich. No, they don't know. It's still a treat for them. Only Welsh people have to... Oh, look what he's done. I don't mind him coming round here. Prince Nassim, right? Hamed. I don't mind him coming around sparring, but he's left his bloody boxing gloves again. And he'll need them. He'll need them if he's got another big championship fight coming up, right? Have you ever seen my new part that I'm taking in the new series when it comes out? There I am. See? There I am there, look. I want to be the new gladiator. They've got me in, right? They've got me in the team because they said one of them has just become so muscle-bound and so horrific looking that it's absolutely ugh. So they've said, sorry, Ulrika, you're going to have to go. Anyway, you're going to stay around for a while. I've got some stuff to show you. You're lucky to find me in, obviously, because normally this time of night I'll be out and about. It's amazing. I've just been in that shop and it turns out I've got a brother I never ever knew about, right? And I've got this rich uncle I had no idea he even existed, and he's died and left me a load of money, right? But even more amazing than that, I've been in there, and the bloke who owns that shop has just told me, right, that my old woman, my wife, right, she's bigamist, she's been married to another bloke before, right? And what about this? He just told me this as well, which is fantastic, right? Is that, you know, the capital of France, right? It ain't Paris. It's just an amazing shop. But it's something else I want to show you, right? And this is, a lot of these things I'll show you, and they kind of make fun of them, but not this, because this is my uncle, bless him. It's my Uncle James Alexander, and he's a wonderful man, and he's got a hobby, which in this world, in this modern, everything get quick, fast speed, flashing lights, Ninja Turtle, Sanyo, that, it's gone out of fashion. But I think it's something that young people should take more of an interest in it. And this is what he does, right? He measures things.
Now I've got to read the dry thermometer first. And that one says 15.0 centigrade. Now the next one I go to is the thermometer on the grass. Surprising difference between concrete and grass is...
Isn't it? Surprising. He knows that and you don't, because you've wasted your life thrill-seeking.
Grass, I took the temperature, the minimum there was 1.7 centigrade, and on this concrete is 6.6 centigrade.
Oh, I'm absolutely fascinated. What's this here? It gets even better.
No, there's no rain, that's empty, there's no rain in there. I quite like to write the figures down. I've measured the height of the railway viaduct.
I've measured the height of the railway viaduct. No, you haven't. That's impossible. You couldn't have done that. You're just saying that to appear big and trendy in front of some of the girls, aren't you? Because there's all trains running past there, isn't there? You'd get killed by the trains.
That was a tricky job because you had to wait till there's no trains running, and on Christmas Day there's no trains running, so I walked along the side of the railway line.
How foolish of me for not realising that. Christmas Day, when the rest of the country are at home with their loved ones enjoying some seasonal goodwill. That's the time you want to be measuring the height of the railway viaduct.
And I got my tape measure, 100 feet long, and dropped it down to the ground, and I got a girl to come out with me.
Oh, yeah. What kind of a date was that? If you're on your own for Christmas, come and spend it with me. I'm going to measure the viaduct. Stand at the bottom and I'll chuck a tape measure down.
She was at the bottom to tell me it was on the ground. I didn't tell my wife because I got in a row if I'd told her.
I didn't tell my wife. Why not? Darling, won't be having Christmas dinner with the family this year. Popping out down the railway viaduct with a young lady friend of mine to do a spot of measuring.
And that was 72 feet from the top to the bottom, so I knew what that was. That was quite, you know, a very good fact that was. That's a permanent figure. It won't move.
Permanent, though, so it'll never move. Because I'll tell you one thing about railway viaducts, them solid things, once they've decided what height they are, that's it. Very little changing of minds in the railway viaduct height industry, I'll tell you that.
Also, when they were repairing the railway line a weekend, they had the railway closed and all the current was turned off, and they're working in the tunnel, and I walked from one end of the tunnel through to the other. I'd always an ambition to do that because you can see from one end to the other, but when you're in it, it's that dark. And I counted all the sleepers through the tunnel, I measured the distance of them, multiplied it out, and it's half a mile long, that tunnel. That was built in 1862, the same date as the viaduct was.
Built in 1862, same date as the viaduct. Oh, that's probably why then there was never a period when the trains just came out the tunnel and collapsed into the That's my Uncle James Alexander. Quite possibly the most interesting man in the history of the entire world. But here's... oh man, that's interesting, isn't it? Because that's exactly the same width as that one. So that they both fit into the hole. Isn't that fantastic? And that'll never change. That's Here's another programme that I made, right? And this one, prepare yourself now for something a tad more sinister. This is an absolutely true life thing that I went out and I filmed with the family. Great danger to myself, I have to say. And it's a harrowing tale. Just watch it.
That's my son, Sean, his incubator. I knew what Sean was going to do to his family. I'd have smothered the little bastard.
Harsh words. Harsh words. Let's meet Sean anyway and get his side of it. I'd smother the bastard now. I'm sorry. No, let's see what's going on.
I found out there was a contract out on me when my best friend Terry stopped me outside the Dutchy pub and said, "I'm just warning you now, so you know, your dad's put 10 grand up on your head and there's people queuing up to take it."
His dad had put a £10,000 contract out on him. He's going to have his own. He said, "If you kill my son, I'll pay you 10 grand. Why? What the hell's going on in this family?
My friends came in here, into my home, and said that Sean was a police informer, which I didn't believe. You know, I couldn't believe it. And I asked them, I just said, "Hey," you know, I said, "You shouldn't even say that, even in a joke." And they said, "This is in front of his mother." And all they said, "We're not joking. You know, your son is a police informer." It just tore everything out of me. In fact, it made me that mad. This was me wedding ring.
I'm sorry, I'm welling up a little bit now because I know what's happened. This is his wedding ring, just let me tell you. And he told Sean, he loved his son, so he told him that he could have that wedding ring when he was dead and bred.
Now, Sean, I said to Sean, like, he could have that, you know, when I was dead and bred, he could take that. His name was that, his date of birth. Took it off, you know, sawed it off my finger, put it in a vice and squashed it. You know, threw it, and his mother went and got it, you know.
That's the ring, by the way, not the finger. In case you think he's a psychopath. Oh, well, that's coming for some rather... That's been in a vice, hasn't it? Be honest, the first time you missed the ring, didn't you? Oh! No, it's a very harrowing tale of son as police informer.
Off the street and brought it back. She only gave me that yesterday. I didn't know she still had it. Plus, I wanted to rip all the photographs up, you know, everything that had anything to do with him, I wanted to destroy. You know, I wanted nothing to do with him, but women are different. They see things different. After all, she carried him for 9 months, you know what I mean, that she's his mother. And she was upset. She said, no, don't destroy the photographs. I said, well, look, I said, I don't want anything of him there.
So he's now on the horns of a dilemma. He's discovered that his son is a police informer, right? He wants to destroy everything, but his wife is saying, no, don't destroy all the photographs. He's on the horns of a dilemma. How is he going to compromise? And he does reach, I think, a fantastic compromise between keeping the pictures of his son and at the same time letting the world know what his son has done.
I said, I'm going to put his a fucking grass on there, on his photograph.
That is absolutely true. Fucking grass. But here's the amazing thing. This is the absolutely amazing thing. Two things, right? Firstly, that only matters because you live in Manchester, right? That only matters because if you live in London, you inform on your friends you're a grass. We've discovered you're a grass, and we've all got together and we're not going to talk to you anymore because you're a grass. The chap's a grass, absolute shower. But in Manchester, you're a fucking grass. You've got to die. But the great thing is, after this programme, I was there. Police came in. Are you Miss Keating? Yes, I am. What you want, copper? You're under arrest. What for? Well, because you've just said on television that you put a £10,000 target on your son's head. That's incitement to kill. Who informed on me? Well, you did. I Oh, I'm a fucking grass! Here's 10 grand, you've got to kill me! I'm a fucking grass! Ah. Listen, after the break, I'll prove to you that grown men can fly. I'll see you in a minute.
Chat and date. Call friends, heart to heart. 0891 97 97 97.
Downtown.
The fajita is in your hands. Vote all del Paso. Join the party.
Don't you wonder sometimes? Thoughts on vision. Drifting into my solitude.
Where are they? What could be more important than our tactical discussion?
Not going anywhere for a while? Grab a Snickers.
I bet Fergie never has this trouble.
Jersey, where spring comes earlier and we grow the most delicious new potatoes with a flavour all their own. Jersey Royals, the flavour of the month.
I love you, Joyce. Thanks, Jack. Stopped for a roll, Derek.
Warburton's, also bakers of rolls and babs.
The brand new Ripsaw at Alton Towers. Can you cut it?
This is a problem here that we've got now. Look at this. Imagine I'm just a normal pedestrian. Now, I'm walking along. Now, I come across this sign. Have a look at this sign. Now, I take the first alternative. That's no problem. I go that way. I'm there. I look very carefully, and I'm off down the road. Aye. But what about the slightly more stupid person? I don't know, maybe a pensioner or a Welsh pedestrian. Sees the sign and takes the other option. Comes up, sees the sign, and bang! There, you see. Now, imagine the trauma there to the skull area, the face, the nose would be broken, and all because of what looks like a perfectly innocent sign, but in fact, it's a death trap. It's a death trap. Death trap. Super. Welcome to my little Hollywood corner. You find me admiring this. This was presented to me by British Airways, because I was their 1 millionth passenger. So they gave me that. It was just a normal flight from London to Edinburgh, actually. This is 747, but Liam and Noel Gallagher were around, and Liam smacked Noel over the end of it, and he's bent all the nose down like that. They were around, and in fact, Liam and Noel, bless their hearts, they brought me a little gift, because, well, they're very big on marketing, the Gallagher brothers, They've got the records, obviously, which you may be aware of, I don't know. They've got T-shirts, they've got caps, and they've come out with something now I think it's going to be a real big money spinner. Look at that. Their very own toilet paper, ladies and gentlemen. Look at that. Hey, wipe your arse the Wonderwall way. That's what they say. Fantastic. Now, I've got something, I've got to show you now, another one of them films that I made, something else I was involved with. Do you know where Mentmore is? Mentmore? You don't know, do you? It's an old historic house, and it used to be the country seat of the prime ministers of this wonderful country of ours, if I can call it that. These days, though, at the time I made this film, there was a far more important organisation there.
Mentmore was once the home of a British Prime Minister, Lord Rosebery. Today, it's the home of the British ministers of the World Government of the Age of Enlightenment.
The World Government of the... That's got to be the most powerful organisation in the world. That's a fantastic group of men.
There you go. The Chief Minister, Stephen Benson, sits down to lunch with his fellow ministers.
He's the governor, right? He sits down with his fellow ministers. So, he'll have a Minister of Agriculture, Minister of Fisheries and Food, Minister of Defence, Minister of State for the Home Office, Minister of Health, all that kind of thing.
They include the Minister of Health and Immortality.
No, that's all right. That's just one weirdo. That don't mean there's going to be any more.
And the Minister of All Possibilities.
Hello. Hello, we're off on a wacky one, gang. Minister of All Possibilities. And the other thing is they are all men. I mean, surely even the most right-wing Conservative dyed-in-the-wool cabinet would have some women in it. What's the problem with this lot?
All the ministers are men. Senior women in the movement live separately in Kent.
What kind of group is that to join? And the rules are, yes, you can join, lovely to have you, £2 a week subscriptions, and you have to go and live on your own in Kent. And one of the things they do is they encourage the cities. So it's transcendental meditation, but there's cities, and cities are a whole different ballgame when it comes to doing weird and wacky and wonderful things.
Many people see the introduction of the cities as a turning point for TM. Meditators who took up the cities switched from a simple relaxation technique to deep meditation sessions lasting several hours. This is where the cities are practiced at Mentmore. It's called the Flying Room.
Right, this is something I used to do, right? I can do that. All Western, Eastern, Oriental arts, I can do it. And in fact, I think I might be in that room. I can't tell, there's so many people in there, I can't even see if I'm there. But you see all that bloke there in the blue, you see him? You see him? Can you see him? Maybe it's different for you because you ain't a proper city like me.
The cities, it's said, can not only make you invisible and give you the ability to see hidden objects and to foretell the future, most sensationally of all, one of the cities enables you to fly. This claim has astounded independent researchers who previously had a sympathetic approach to TM. Peter Pearce was a senior TM teacher for many years, and Marcus Dawes was a pupil.
Marcus Dawes is hugely comfortable in his role, isn't he? Very happy to be there.
Pearce describes how he ran a flying session as a TM teacher.
Here's the flying.
Right. Now we'll start the cities, after meditating for 20 minutes.
Of course.
So then they would go through their process of repeating the cities. Then I'd say, right, now the flying. And then I would do...
And now he's going to do the flying. You may never have seen a man fly before because this programme wasn't aired quite as widely as it should have been, all right? Because various organisations tried to hush it up. But you're now about to see a man actually flying. Just prepare yourself, one of the most marvellous things you've ever seen.
Technique!
There we go! Up to formation flying now. It's like the Red Arrows aerobatic team. There we go. Fantastic! Yeah, and then mugs of British Airways wasted all that money on Concorde. Just do it yourself.
What is difficult for outsiders to understand is why Siddhas, those who practice the Siddhi technique, like the ministers of the world government, continue to believe in it, even when they consistently fail to stay in the air.
No, what people find hard to understand is how 6 generations of inbreeding, and they've still all got 5 fingers on the same hand.
We set up the exact experiment which had been done
Brain
in the
doctor.
States, and we found that the results that they reported were correct. There is no doubt there is a fall in metabolic rate. All right, Sylvia, let's go.
Right, fall in metabolic rate, which means that in fact you're a little bit stoned and maybe you imagine that you're flying, all right? So they set up this experiment to get someone incredibly relaxed to see if the same thing works in laboratory conditions.
You okay?
We're playing some Vangelis music through here. Oh, do you know, I think I might take this little kit home with me for those terrible nights when I can't sleep. So that's it. You can truthfully say that you've seen people flying. And don't think, oh, there's a trick involved. In fact, I hadn't realised, I'd thought for all these years that my kids were just little bastards. Look at you. You're ruining your bed. But they're not. They're actually flying. Bless their little hearts. I've got to go anyway because I've got a lot of interesting things to do. So, got to fly. See ya. Found out what he was doing, I was just disgusted. I wanted to destroy everything in the house about him. But his mother, she said, no, don't destroy everything. But they see things different, don't they? She is his mother. She carried him. And she said, no, don't destroy everything. Don't destroy all his pictures. But I said, right, if you want his picture on that wall, I want fucking everyone to know exactly what he is. See? Oh no. Now look at that. Now you just tell me whether Claudia Schiffer's not going to be impressed by that. Fantastic. But the most amazing thing is this, right? You get a music box, plays the lovely, I don't know, some ballet nutcracker suite piece of music. Look. Stick it in the old microwave there. 2-1-1-1-2-2-1-1-1-2-1, and then I think 8-6-4, don't really matter. Press start. Give it a minute. Ding! Packet of tunes. You can't beat that, can you? Look at that. Fantastic invention, that is. Now, this 19 whatever the ones on the top are, and 48 bottom ones. That's an interesting fact, isn't it? That's 19 inches wide, that microwave, and that's a permanent measurement. That'll never change. No, I'm interested in things like that. Oh, a fantastic thing I've discovered. Look at this. Thing of beauty, whatever, right, look. Now that, on its own, quite dull, right? But look at this. Hey? Now I've entered a whole new league, haven't I? You think, but listen, you're thinking, can't get any classier than that, Mills. All right, it's enough. Done enough of that, done enough dancing, been out dancing all night, been down the old discotheque. I went down there, a load of my mates, so Brad Pitt was there. He's a skinny little runt, isn't he? He was there, and Linda Evangelista, she turned up, George Clooney, right, I didn't like him, far too smart looking, looks like George Hamilton IV. And, oh no, a terrible time, this bird turned up, Cameron Diaz, right? Cameron Diaz, and I've had a few beers, and I've said to her, here, come here, baby. Where I live, that's a bloke's name. And she blew me out, but that's the off of mine, isn't it? Anyway, now then, look at that, what do you think? What do you think of the old microwave? cupboard. Now that's interesting because you'd think the cupboard doors would be the same width. Now they're obviously wider than the microwave. 32.5 inches. And that's a permanent measurement, that'll never alter. Fantastic, that is. What have we got in here? Oh, here, look. Have you ever been somewhere, right? Have you ever been somewhere and there's some poor unfortunate people, right, who haven't got as much money as you? Because you know, hey, how much money have I got? Look at that. Plenty of wedge! And, but sometimes you meet people and they haven't got as much money as you, but they just go like, I'll give us some money. And you look at them, you think, you don't look like a beggar, right?